In the year 2005, I was an undergraduate student living in a small college town in Kansas. My friends and classmates were using this new website called Facebook. It was, and I quote, a better version of MySpace. I had never used it. So I started using Facebook, of course. Started friending others and posting pictures of my social life. It took me about 3 years, but eventually I became overwhelmed. So I proceeded to delete my Facebook account. A year later, I had moved to a different state and city. I was a doctoral student, and I was volunteering as a graduate student in an international conference. I noticed in my interactions with my classmates and friends that I felt a little bit left out. For example, most of my classmates and friends had enrolled in this MOOC, massive open online course about statistical research that was taught by a well-known scholar in our field. They have found out about it through a Facebook group posting. Again, I had never heard of it. At the end of that conference, I really started to reconsider my decision and wonder if I should join Facebook again. It took me about 6 more months, but eventually I joined Facebook. Not only did I join Facebook, I joined other social media online groups that allow me to exchange information with others, connect with individuals who share similar interests, and informally learn about topics that I wanted to learn more about. Now, let's fast forward to 2018. Today, social media is ingrained in the way we communicate with one another. There is evidence that the use of social media will continue to grow as existing applications expand and new applications enter the market, because users are eager to try applications that offer unique and engaging ways to communicate with others. For example, many of us are Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook users, right? If you're a Snapchat user, you are 1 in 166 million daily active users. According to the Pew Research Center, the use of social media in the United States has grown from 5% in 2005 to 69% in 2016. This growth is global trends. These are not unique just to the United States. Now, most of us use social media to communicate informally with family, friends, and acquaintances. However, it is not uncommon to see concerning headlines about the use of social media. For example, Meghan Markle just quit social media. Here's why you may want to as well. Facebook admits that social media can be bad for you. Social media is changing how we think and not necessarily for better. And one of my favorites, stop overposting your vacation photos. Because we have all seen those picture-perfect vacations, the type of vacations that you just dream of. Well, just recently, I also had my picture-perfect vacation. My husband, my 2-year-old, and I embarked on an adventure to our sunny destination, Cartagena, Colombia. The pictures did not disappoint, but let's be honest, my husband and I were traveling with a 2-year-old. His behavior was not always picture perfect. Yes, he cried. Yes, he had temper tantrums. And yes, he was loud when asked to be quiet. He is a 2-year-old after all. So, to some extent, it is true. Social media can be harmful for us, affect our mental well-being, too public, it can be too distracting, and just like our vacation photos, it can influence and misinform us. So I'm not here to tell you that it's all rainbows and unicorns, nor is it doom and gloom. What I want to share with you is that we need to find ways to positively use these mediums that are not going anywhere anytime soon. Recently, there has been a large number of research efforts that are focusing on how to better understand and analyze the use of social media for teaching and learning purposes. As an educator and researcher myself, I have experimented and investigated with the use of social media for informal learning. Since 2013, the graduate students in the program in which I teach have been using social media online communities to learn more about our field of study, instructional design. We have both public, private, online social communities, and these online communities, the students exchange information, post jobs and internship opportunities, seek recommendations, ask questions, and they just simply stay connected. In my research, I have found that these online social communities keep the conversation going outside the classroom. And as some graduate students have mentioned, the posts tend to trigger their curiosity and in turn lead them to exploring different topics and potentially develop skills. However, these online communities, informal learning opportunities, are not unique to the graduate students in the instructional design program at the University of Tampa. As a knowledge seeker, I wanted to know if graduate students in other institutions were also using social media online communities to post, share, network, and connect. And here's what I found. Graduate students in other institutions are using social media online communities to facilitate social and knowledge sharing. They also use these social media online communities because conversations tend to happen in a far more candid and spontaneous way. So communication seems easier. We also have students that are in fully online programs and use these social media online communities because it provides a sense of belonging, a sense of community. What was really striking to me was that the students mentioned in the research that they not only enjoy interacting with individuals who share common interests, but they also interact with others who have different perceptions because these perceptions challenge their views and in turn lead them to rethink, reflect, and in some instances, reshape their own knowledge. Of course, not all students were just eager to share their thoughts with the world. Some students enjoy lurking around and quietly participating while reading the content provided by others. So you may be wondering, you're here on a Saturday morning thinking, why is it important to listen to this lady talk about informal learning in social media communities? Well, because instead of solely focusing on the bad or thinking of social media as a waste of time, we need to find innovative ways to use and repurpose these environments in a way that is safe, beneficial, and ethical for us. And how can you do that? Oh my God. You can start by becoming self-directed learners and use social media to gather information about trends related to topics that interest you or perhaps your field of study. What are new and emerging topics that you can explore? Who are leaders in your field that you should follow? Where can you find rigorous research related to your field of study or interests? Also, consider connecting with individuals outside your network. Yes, it is important to interact with individuals who share your same ideologies, but it's equally important to connect with individuals outside your network because these conversations can lead to innovation. What it really boils down to is using social media for transformative learning opportunities in which you engage in discourse, engage in critical reflection, and potentially transform your frame of reference. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we need to stop posting our cute cat videos, GIFs, and memes, or that you should stop posting your selfies. I can most certainly appreciate a good selfie. I'm also not saying that we need to overlook the challenges that social media present for our physical, mental, and social well-being. We absolutely need to find ways to cope with those challenges. What I am saying is that we can enrich our social media learning experiences by considering educational opportunities. We as users have the power to control what we post, when we post, who we interact with, and how we interact with others. We cannot simply rely on social media developers to think of healthy ways for us to use these platforms. It is our responsibility to make it work for us. Thank you.